A few questions to start our 30 days. Is this method safe? Yes, it is. If you do have very chronic medical conditions related to your heart, or if you have psychotic episodes, mental illness that is very chronic, I will suggest you to check with your physician first and find out from them. They're all very familiar with breathwork. Find out from them whether this is something that you can do for yourself. If you're pregnant, especially in the final stage of pregnancy, please be very careful. I will actually suggest that you sit out on this after you have your beautiful bundle of joy. Come back and do this. Because we are going to be activating a lot of the organs. It's almost kind of like you're massaging the internal organs. So I don't want that to induce your labor too early. Other than this three, you're fine. You have no excuse not to do this breath work. So sorry. It's a very safe method. It's actually part of meditation. We call it active meditation because we're doing something active with the breathing. But the result is what every meditators on earth want to get: bliss. All right. Second question. Do I do this sitting down or lying down? I would suggest you do this lying down first. Don't do it on the bed because you might fall asleep. Find a comfortable position on the floor with a yoga mat. Bring your bolsters, prop them underneath your knees if you need to, or roll some towels and to put underneath your neck. Be very comfortable. There's really no point of sufferings that you have to feel uncomfortable doing this breath work. You have to just find your balance there. My only request is that you don't cross your legs. You have to have your legs side by side, your hands by your side as well in an open position. Or if you're starting up, put them on the chest and the belly so that it can help gauge the way that you're breathing. I have a video instruction. You can click on that one and it will have all that information. Sleeping or falling asleep, that was the next question. Some people fell asleep in meditation. So you might fall asleep in this active meditation too, if you don't do the active part, which is the breathing, okay? So there's really no way that you're gonna fall asleep, although you might, because after a few songs, if you're really exhausted, then you will go deep into the unconscious. You feel like you're sleeping, but you might not actually be sleeping. It's a great time. It's a good method to relax yourself. It's a great relaxation tool. So you might feel like you're floating and you're falling asleep. If you totally fall asleep, that's your body needed it. But if you fall asleep too often, I would invite you to pay attention to why you choose to continue falling asleep. Once in a while, no problem. But if you're doing this practice 5 days in a row and 5 days you falling asleep constantly, is there something in your life that you need to change? Or is there a resistance from your internal being, whether it's from your heart, from your mind, that puts you into sleeping mode? Because this work that we're doing sometimes can go deep into emotions, into memories that we never wanted to feel or experience anymore. And when that come up, it can feel uncomfortable and it can feel intense. And the first thing that the body will do, just normal. I'm not judging or anything. It's really normal. We do this all the time. Sometimes to escape something that is like a bad news or sickness, right? We go to sleep. It helps us to stay calm. So the same thing with this work. Sometimes this work will require you or will bring out from within you a lot of emotions or a lot of those things that, well, I hope you're here to do, is to work on those and let them go. As I mentioned in the other video, the more that you can feel those emotions, the faster that you have those emotions lose their power on you. We do not want this emotion to continue have their hold on you and how you do things and how you're being in your life, because those emotions are right now directing how you are operating. It's a lot to unpack there. I'm here to ask, to answer more questions on that. Just, send me an email, and I'm, open to have a one-on-one or conversation to explain that further. What happens if I don't do one of the days breath work? What happens if I skip a day? Just come back. Don't lose track, or don't give yourself permission to not do more than 2 or 3 days, because it's harder to come back. Whatever it is and however possible, continue, make the time to do this breath work. Why? Because again, we want to reprogram how we are. We often say we want to commit into something, especially to ourselves. We say we're committing to losing weight. Eat very properly for the next 5 days, and then we don't eat properly anymore. Or we say we want to go travel, but we never really book the ticket. Thus, we never go travel. Then there's going to be excuse and things like that. So how many times that we're going to break our own promise? So that's what we're going to do in this breath work, is to reprogram how we are actually committing to ourselves. What I'm asking here is not to do a full session, and full session is an hour with 30 minutes breathing, and then 10 minutes of relaxation, and then conversation, integration, right? What I'm asking you to do is between 10 to 20 minutes. We have 24 hours in the day. It's really easy to slip in 10 to 20 minutes in a day. If you allow yourself, if you're very determined and positioned and put yourself as an important thing. This work is not just about breathing, but it's about placing yourself as the most important person in your whole entire universe, and really commit to that person. Because I can almost read your mind that you don't do that often, right? Might be judging you, but well, that's for another conversation. Anyway, so yeah, don't go too long from skipping a day. I mean, emergency happen, life happen, you might skip a day. Don't go more than 2 or 3 days. Then it's really hard to come back to. Just as I always say in breathing, come back into your breath. We can fail as many times as we want to, but we can always come back. So come back to your breath work. Easy as that. All right, friend. There is a document down below that you can read on all the frequently asked questions that I have. You're welcome to review them. If you have more questions, you know where to find me.